Try this experiment right now. Um, in your awareness or consciousness, have the intention to listen to a song. Let's try something that everyone probably is familiar with. In your mind, listen to John Lennon singing Let It Be, or let's say Imagine. That's a good one because we're talking about imagination. So in your mind, try to listen to the song Imagine. Imagine all the people, etc., etc. So now, if one looks at the brain, you'll see suddenly many parts of the brain simultaneously light up and get, in a way, into an entangled activity that allows you to remember that song. And you hear it. But where is the hearing happening? You can see all these neural networks coming together into that experience. But first you have to have the intention, right? So intention creates the experience, and then you hear the song. But what is the location of the song? It can't be found in the brain. Similarly, when you remember an image, let's remember an image of your mother or a rainbow or sunset on the ocean. As soon as you decide to have that experience, then different parts of the brain get entangled into that one experience. So any memory that you have is the result of the entanglement or is correlated with the entanglement of neuronal and synaptic activity all coming together simultaneously. This can only be non-local. It cannot be local. Everything simultaneously coming together to create that image in imagination or the experience of the song in imagination. And yet there is no sound in the brain or anywhere else that you can identify it because the sound is in consciousness. The image is in consciousness. It's a modified form of consciousness. And then the regular experience, I'm actually listening to the song as it's being played on the radio, or I'm actually seeing the image of you as I'm looking at you. Where is that experience happening? Again, can't find it in the brain. It's the entanglement of the same neural networks that got activated when you imagined. So you say, is neuroscience helping us to solve the hard problem of consciousness? And answer is yes, it is, inferentially. So is neuroscience an activity of the brain wanting to be curious about itself? Now, then you say, how can a material object be curious about itself? And so if you consult standard mainstream academic neuroscience, they will say that the brain is not a conscious entity. It is a material object, and it does not have the same kind of curiosity and self-awareness that we do. But then who's the we that activates the brain when curiosity occurs? So the brain regions that are involved in curiosity and self-awareness include the prefrontal cortex, the cingulate cortex, the insula, and these regions work together to integrate information from our senses, our emotions, and our memories to create our sense of self and our understanding of the world around us. That's the mainstream explanation. But then mainstream explanation says that these are emergent properties. Self-awareness, consciousness is emergent. That means that they arise from the complex interactions between the different parts of the brain, but they are not inherent to any individual part. Entanglement, non-local correlation. Not spooky action at a distance. That's a wrong metaphor. It's all one process. So brain, mind, physical world are one process in awareness, which is non-local, which means it is not in space-time. And there's no need to argue. Is the brain doing the mind doing the brain, or the brain, body, mind doing the world, conjuring up the world? It is sufficient to understand that mind, brain, body, the senses, the imaginary senses, the motor organs, the imaginary motor organs, space, air, fire, water, earth, that which we call our individual ego self, that which we call our intellect, that which we call our mind, they're all one entity. And that entity is not a physical entity. Okay, the essential nature of reality is that it is not physical. The essential nature of what we call the material world, including the material body, is that it's not material. The essential nature of the universe is non-stuff, and it is formless non-stuff, borderless non-stuff, and it is you. That borderless non-stuff is constantly bubbling as experience that we then identify as mind, body, brain, five senses, five subtle senses, five motor organs, five subtle motor activities like the intention to move, etc. And then, the five elements that we access through sound, touch, sight, taste, and smell, they're all one process in a formless underlying ground of being or existence. Being is existence, and becoming is also existence, but just appearing as different forms and phenomena, but it's the same existence. Existence, being, awareness is one process, one experience that we call everything. Okay, everything, all the senses, everything that I've just enumerated. Then there's no problem. Is consciousness emergent? Is matter emergent? Is the Big Bang the source? All these are modified ways of knowing and experience in consciousness, giving names because they appear as many. It's the one appearing as many. And who's that one appearing as many? It's you. It's your divine self. If you become intimate with your divine self, then you are intimate with everything, every form, every phenomenon that we call the universe. Every living being, every sentient being, every organic entity, every experience is now. And it's you modifying yourself as that experience. So the universe is your own divine self. And knowing that is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means existence, Chit pure awareness, Ananda pure existence as bliss. The undisturbed state of awareness, bliss. The disturbed, everything that we call the universe, Brahman and Brahmand. And this actually, for some reason, creates immense joy and liberation because, again, it is the memory of who we really are, the return of the memory of who we really are. The invisible appearing as the visible universe. You are the invisible divine self appearing as the visible divine universe.